Now this is the all-new 2021 Mazda CX-30 Turbo, and I am extremely grateful that I get to drive it this week. If mostly because I feel kind of guilty about the way I reviewed the Mazda 3 Turbo. No, I didn't say it's a bad car, because obviously it's not a bad car. It's just that it didn't do to me, for me, what I secretly hoped it would do. I blame my mindset, which is stuck 35 years in the past, because a Mazda is actually one of the first brands I fell in love with when I was a little kid. So I guess what Mazda has tried to do with the 3 Turbo, I could not accept. However, given that the CX-30 Turbo is all but exactly identical to a 3 Sport Turbo, plus a little bit of extra cladding and a slightly increased ride height, it fits. This is it. This is Mazda 2021. It works so well. It works so well. It just really does. We'll do a quick walk around and then we'll do that usual drive, and I'll try to express to you why this is the Mazda Turbo that Mazda wants us to understand and appreciate, not the 3 Turbo. You following me? I hope you will. Now, styling-wise for the 2021 Mazda CX-30 Turbo, well, there isn't much to report on per se. The Turbo does get these 18-inch black 18-inch alloy wheels, slightly larger tailpipes, which actually fit quite nicely back there, to be honest. And obviously the turbo badging and a few other blacked out elements, which do give the CX-30 Turbo maybe a hair more mystery, a little bit more machismo. But all in all, the truck, the small SUV, is just about absolutely identical to the run-of-the-mill CX-30. Now, pricing in the US is $30,050 to start. In Canada, $36,250. The reason, or the explanation why there's such a huge gap in the price, well, in the US there are 3 trims of the CX-30 Turbo, whereas in Canada there's just one, and this is it. It is absolutely, completely, and totally loaded. The only option is color, and as you can very well see, my tester is Soul Red, meaning that it's $450. So a grand total is $36,700 in the US. The equivalent trim-wise is $34,050. So what do you get for that? Well, you get leather, heated seats, heated steering wheel, navigation, Bose audio, power tailgate, and a number of other features. There isn't much else to report on. Obviously, the difference is in the drive. It is kind of weird, though, I have to admit, that such a small SUV has a power tailgate. But look, just for fun, just to show that I'm not making anything up, and I can't find the button in the first shot. Speed is okay, I guess. 572 liters, give or take. Trunk space, yeah, maybe not quite. No, really, because it's actually really narrow there. And Mazda figures 572 liters all the way up to the roof. So that's not exactly usable, but still. Everything else is essentially CX-30 fare. But which means it's glorious, it's beautiful, it's luxurious. I had a Lincoln Corsair just recently, and the materials on the inside, although nicer than your typical Ford stuff, has nothing on this. Nothing. Look, contrasting colors, stitching. Look at the leather in here. It's really supple. There's a lot of meat to it. It is a little snug back there, but that's part of what this SUV is. This is a personal luxury performance compact SUV. Yeah, the brown accents are just absolutely to die for. Let's just get in and start it up. Look, I won't really waste too much of your time. Right, so the center position there is a display, and here's your display up here, which is not touch screen. You have to control it with the controls down here, which actually work pretty well. Still a lovely steering wheel. The real main difference, other than the height of the dashboard over the 3, is right over here, this little button right there. So remember what it looks like. Yes, it looks like a, I don't know, what does it look like? A small SUV going over rocks, or some might say crawling over bacon. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few moments. Actually, let's just do that right now. So I kind of just touched on that for a second. What was I saying? Oh yeah, right. So the where was I? Right. Okay. So I kind of touched on this. The Mazda CX-30 is a premium, compact, luxury crossover. Right, so you keep that in mind. And obviously is what I did when I got behind the wheel of this vehicle. The difference, the mindset, was that when I got behind the wheel of the Mazda 3 Turbo, I was thinking sport compact car. And although I know better and I knew better, it still managed to creep up and kind of mess with what I was hoping the car was going to be. But in this, what I'm trying to say is that this is exactly, this is a form of personal, premium, compact, affordable, luxury transportation that happens to be extremely energetic and quite potent. I guess we'll just get right into 2.5 liter turbo Mazda's engine. It's in nearly all of its products. 227 HP, 310 pound-feet of torque. On regular, 250, 320 on premium. It's fast. Look, this SUV only weighs about, I think it's 135 pounds more than the Mazda 3 Turbo, which I had found that the 0 to 60 time was about 5.96 seconds. So this is going to be identical. I can't even imagine that it'll be a tenth off. In fact, from where I sit, and if memory serves, it actually feels a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper than the Mazda 3. I can't actually explain how or why that is, but it just does. 6-speed automatic transmission, Mazda's iActive all-wheel drive system. All right, so that button, right? So that's Mazda's off-road traction assist button. So you see, Mazda's intent with this SUV, which is fascinating because nobody asked them to do this, was to combine actual off-road, let's understand each other, off-road meaning that this thing has 8 inches of ground clearance, right? Because of the traction assist, it will climb over anything it can clear. That's off-road for this. And the thing is that when you do press that button, what actually happens is that the center couples up and it sends immediately, before you're even moving, as much power as possible to the rear wheels, split with the front, in order to limit slip. So that's like maximum grip upon takeoff. So once you do start moving, what happens is that it decouples slightly and you're on your way. So what that means concretely is that even if you are doing some mild, again, off-roading or even rock climbing or something like that, with this activated, you will get maximum available 4-wheel traction immediately. It's brilliant. I mean, in the snow, you can't really tell. Mazda's iActive system is so efficient, so quick reacting, that with it on or off, on a flat surface with, this much snow on a wet road, makes absolutely no difference. I can't really see it. And unfortunately, I won't be off-roading in the CX-30 Turbo. So that essentially brings me to my conclusion where, because of all of that, because it's quick, it's refined, it's got plenty of torque, it's got so much power, but it's so not overwhelming that you never have to mash the throttle in order to pass. And that's something Mazda wants to promote as a luxury feature. And it's absolutely true. I mean, unless you really stupidly hold the accelerator pedal engine RPMs will never go over 4,000 RPM. I mean, you really have to be accelerating hard, but before you know it, you'll be up the CX-5's butt that's right ahead of you. No, I'm not kidding. It is. It's a CX-5. So, with all of that, again, this is a premium, small luxury SUV with power. That was a railroad crossing, and a refined ride. Might as well mention it now, right? And plenty of power. It's just really, really good. And at $36,000, look, I just recently reviewed a Nissan Qashqai. Yes, it's an SL all-wheel drive Platinum, and it retails for 34 grand. Yeah, there's nothing whatsoever. As much as I like the Qashqai, that $2,000-ish, it's even less than that, I believe. No, it's just this. This is, in fact, if I was to compare the regular CX-30 to the Qashqai, again, the Qashqai being very average, this being very premium, there is no competition really. Yeah, so the CX-30 Turbo. This is the Mazda Turbo that I've come to appreciate and accept for what it is.